So linear inequalities, well, I want to know what an inequality is, but want to know what an equality would be. So we all know x is equal to 5, x is equal to 4.2, x is equal to -7/3. What would all of those mean? What is the value of x here? Could it be anything else? What is the value of x here? Could it be anything else? What is the value of x here? Could it be anything else? No. So all of those are equalities and they define an exact value for any variable, not just x. But if I change the equal sign to one of the following, then the equation becomes an inequality. What would that be?
Greater than or equal to?
Greater than or equal to. How about that? That's the next. Less than or equal to. That. Strictly greater than. Less. So if I say x is greater than or equal to 2, the solutions for x are, how about 2? Is it a valid solution? Yes. Why? Matches or satisfies the inequality. How about 2.2?
Yes.
Yes. 2.2 is bigger than 2. How about 4?
Yes.
How about 11?
Yes.
How about 19.7?
Yes.
How about 256?
Yep.
How about 1.89?
No.
How about -4?
No.
How about 512?
Yes.
Is that it? Why not?
There's so many numbers you can put, as long as it's greater than or equal to, they don't qualify.
Very good. So as long as it's greater than or equal to 2, it is a solution. So it just keeps on going. So how many values would that inequality have? Infinitely many. So has infinitely many solutions. let's say I want to graph x greater than or equal to 2. So 0 is right here, 2. I'm including 2, so should I put an open dot or a closed dot? Closed dot. So anytime I put a closed dot, it implies that I'm including the value 2. All of those are solutions that satisfy x greater than or equal to 2. Do we agree? Okay. Here is an example. Give it a try. So we want to solve for x and graph. So move the number to the other side, -8 moves to the other side, it becomes +8. 14 plus 8 is 22. 4x is greater than 22. We have to divide by 4 on both sides. X is greater than 22 over 4. 22 over 4 can be simplified further. So x is greater than 11 over 2. Yes. How would we graph this? Well, we'll draw a separate line. (11/2) is 5.5. So it's right here. Should I put an open dot or a closed dot? Open. Why?
It's regular.
It's strictly greater than, and we cannot include 11/2 in the solution. So I'm going to put an open dot and everything about that. Good. So move all the x's to one side, numbers to the other. 2x comes this way, will become -2x. 3 goes that way, you have -9, -3. -9, -3 is -12. 5x minus 2x is 3x. How do we solve for x? Divide by 3 on both sides, so -12/3. We will get x is less than or equal to -4. Yes? Want to sketch 0. Should we put an open dot or closed dot?
Closed.
Closed, because there's an equal sign. And everything. Good. So, going to move the x's to one side. What is sharing? Landry asked me, well, should I move the x to this side or that side? My thing is to move x always to the left-hand side. You may ask me why. If you go back and look at every single problem, we always put x on the left-hand side. Yes? So why make things complicated? Because at the very last step, you have to flip, and some would make mistakes in that flipping part. So I'm going to move x's to that side, numbers to this side. 2/5x, when it comes to the left, it will become -2/5x. 5/3, when it goes to the right, it will have -1, -5/3. Good. I would like to have a common denominator, which is 5. So what should we do with the first term? Multiply by 5 and divide by 5. Over here, what is the common denominator? 3. So multiply by 3 and divide by 3. We have common denominators. Do you agree?
Yeah.
So 5 times 2x is 10x over 5. 2 times x is 2x, so minus 2x over 5. Over here, negative 1 times 3 is negative 3 over 3. There, negative 5 over 3. Common denominator, 10x minus 2x. Common denominator of 3, which is negative 3, negative 5. Negative 3, negative 5 is negative 8. 10x minus 2x is 8x. If you had an equal sign here, you would have gotten rid of the 8. Do you agree? Yes, because there's an 8 there, 8 there. Same applies to an inequality also. So 8 would go away. We have to solve for x. So what do we do? Multiply by 5, divide by 5, multiply by 5 on both sides. So x is greater than negative 5 over 3. Good?
Hold on. Why did you get rid of that 8? Like what happened here? Like, how did
If you have 8x is equal to negative 8, what would you do with the 8?
divide by 8?
Okay, so the 8s go away, right?
Oh, okay. Okay.
So the same applies to an inequality as well. Negative 5 over 3 is negative 1.67. Yes. So 314, yeah. Oh, it's negative 1.33333. So it's somewhere over here. Should I put an open dot or closed dot?
Okay.
Open. And that value is negative 5 over 3. And everything above will be a solution. So all of that. Good. Yes.
Okay. So
Oh, it's right the first time. Negative 5 over 3. It's negative 1.67, not negative 1.333. It's a nice problem because there's one mistake that many of you made. So I'll show you that step where the mistake happened. The very first step is to distribute the negative 3. So you'd have negative 3x minus 3 minus x over 2 plus 3 over 2 less than 0. Yes. Keep the x's on one side, numbers to the other. Minus 3x minus x over 2 less than negative 3 moves to the other side, it becomes positive 3. 3 over 2 moves to the other side, negative 3 over 2. Yes. 3 over 2 is 1.5. If you took 1.5 from 3, you have 1.5. Yes. You don't need common denominator here. So it's just 3 over 2. Good. It's a simple one. This, if you don't see it, we have to multiply and divide by 2. 3x times 2 is 6x, so minus 6x. Oh, that's just one number. Over 2 minus x over 2 less than 3 over 2. Got the common denominator, so we combine the numerators. So 2 minus 6x minus x is minus 7x less than 3 over 2. What happens to the 2's? They simply go away. Now, I'm going to divide by 7. So if I divide by 7, I'll have 3/7. Yes. We want to solve for x, not negative x. So to solve for x, we have to multiply both sides by a negative. So if you multiply, flip, or multiply or divide by negative in an inequality, the sign must flip. So what I'm going to do then is, since we want to solve for x, we are going to multiply by -1 on both sides. So negative times negative x is x. Multiplying by -1, flip sign, -3/7. Good. So do not forget that key step. -3/7 is somewhere over here. Open dot or closed dot? Good. Okay. We're taking chemistry. Okay, how do we make a compound? You guys said you took chemistry.
2 or more elements.
2 or more elements, very good. So you need 2 or more elements to combine and form a compound. The same thing, just like in grammar, you combine 2 simple sentences to get a compound sentence. Okay, in grammar, how do we combine 2 sentences? What do we need?
Subject verb agreement.
What?
How do you combine 2 sentences?
Oh, with a comma. Or similar.
Comma, semicolon, they're all for pausing. But how do you combine?
And
It's the
It's the what?
like when you put
Starts with C.
conjunction.
Conjunction. Okay, give me some conjunctions. And,
I thought you said a sentence. I thought you said a sentence.
but, okay,
However,
so you're not giving me the one that I really want. Huh? 4. Oh, that 4 is a preposition.
What exactly is the question?
So conjunctions. So they gave me and, but, so, or. So that's what we want. Or. So in math, we have 2. One is or, the other is and. So you can take 2 individual inequalities, you can combine them using or you can combine them using and. So and means intersection. Which simply means something that's in common. So you've got to pick out the common part. The common part will be the solution. Or means union. The union of 2 things. So pretty much combining things together. So that stands for combine. So we keep both of them, this or that. So we keep both of them. But if it is and, we can only keep the common part. The common part is the intersecting part. Are we clear? Okay. So let me start with something simple. We want to graph x greater than 7 or x less than -2. So that's one simple inequality. That is the second one. Yes. Should we put an open dot or a closed dot at set? Open. Open dot or closed dot at -2? Open. X greater than 7, so all of this. Let's see. On this side, less than -2. Good. So when we say all this, all that. So all of these values combined with all of these values will satisfy that statement. Now, here is a question. Let's see if we can answer this. What is the solution to x less than 7 and x greater than 7 and x less than -2? They'd already graphed that. Look on the left-hand side over here. I've explained union and its intersection. So what is the solution here? Go ahead, what's your name? Kenzie says no solution. Why? Because they don't intersect. So this part and that part has nothing in common, right? One's that way, the other's this way, nothing in common. So it has no solution. Good. Same problem. I think all possibilities. X greater than 7 and x greater than -2. Sketch it, then tell me what the final solution will be. I'm using and. Sometimes if you can't just think, take the time to sketch it out. I know it takes extra time. Even my up-level students don't listen to me and they make mistakes. So until you get comfortable, I strongly recommend that you sketch it out. Of all days, I bought pens that are of the same color today. Oh, well. Okay, at 7, open dot or closed dot? Open. At -2, open dot or closed dot? Okay. Greater than -2, yes. So yes, greater than 7. Good.
Yep.
Which part has a crosshatch? Is it strictly greater than 7 or greater than or equal to 7? Strictly greater than 7. You may ask me why. Well, just one slash. You know, we didn't get a cross over there. So the solution is x greater than 7. Good.
Say that again.
Huh?
Why is it X is greater than 7?
Because it's getting included in that solution, but it's not getting included in this solution. And the way to visualize it, I put slashes. As I went through the open dot, I had one slash. Over here, I got cross marks. I didn't get a cross mark there. So it can't include 7. But what would you do if there is a closed dot here? You would include it. Okay. How about let's try that. You just have to graph it. That's good enough. The book just.
So they all recommended to them.
So should we put an open dot or closed dot at -2? Open. Open dot or closed dot at 7. Everything
Greater than. That was the solution.
greater than -2. So all of those, yes?
Mhm.
Everything less than 7, so I'm not going to put across a line there. So I'm going to go this way. Right? Where did I get the cross marks?
That's a-
In between. Should I include 2? Should I include 7? No. So if I have to write this, I would say all values of x are in between -2 and 7. Does that make sense? So x values are between -2 and 7. That leaves us with one last option. See, this is a very effective tool that I can leave it, but oftentimes I have to look for it. So what is the last compound inequality? There is one more possibility. So I have greater than, less than, greater than, greater than, less than, greater than, equal to. How about this? Just graph, you don't have to solve. I didn't mention it, but it just crossed my mind. An easier way to recognize as to which direction to go is in the sign itself, right? Think of this as an arrow. It's pointing to the left, so you'd be drawing that way. That's pointing to the left, so you'd be drawing that way. So should we put an open dot or closed dot at 7? How about -2?
Yeah.
Yeah. Open dot or closed dot?
Okay.
I didn't know how to draw it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bad. Yeah. So pointing below 7, so that one is also pointing that way. So I'm going to start here. So what is the solution? Everything below that. Does that make sense?
So
Okay,
how do you,
great.
how do you have?
How would I write that? So this part is simply x less than x. Do you agree? Okay, good place to